Welcome, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and good night to you, wherever it is that you are joining us from. Welcome to another edition of Track and Feelings, where we discuss track with our feelings, and we are definitely up to a great evening today because we know that the weekend has come and passed. 4 days have gone, and we are here to talk about the craziness, the things that went on over the weekend here in Jamaica and also partially in America. But we are so eyeing what happened here in Jamaica. Some great disappointments, some wins, some takeaways, some learnings. I mean, we here at Track and Field have been saying from last year that 2023 year is going to be a make and break year. Some stuff has happened. Some athletes made it into the Budapest road trip, and definitely we are in great anticipation of what Budapest is going to be like. Even though we know that some of our athletes did be a part of the 1, 2, 3 that Jamaica J3 is operates here, it is also surprising to let you all know that some of them may not be going to Budapest because of some differences. But yes, we are here to discuss it and we are here to talk about it. Savian, my moderator today again. Lovely to see you once more. How are you doing?
Um, Repping Team Adidas.
So you're referencing Adidas. Okay, that's good to know.
That's no secret. I'm repping Team Adidas. I've been through the hurdles. I've gone over the hurdles.
And you are continuing the pathway. Okay.
Continuing the pathway.
Okay, that's great to know. Please continue to be on the pathways, whichever where your pathway is and your direction. And I hope for you all the best. Mr. Forrester, the Rasta man himself. What's up? I see you repping Team Purple today. What's up with you?
Not by choice. I'm here. Worst part of the week is over. So I'm kind of have some freedom. Some papers to mark. But if you notice at the bottom of my name, you see Captain Team Jaaa. All right. So I'm wearing it today. I am wearing it today.
Okay. I think you are always Team Jaaa. No one is doubted on that. I mean, the whole world knows that you are Team Jaaa. Unfortunately, Team Jaaa doesn't know you, but I mean, eventually that will happen. You know what I mean? I'm vying for that. I promise you one thing. I'll make sure that Team Jaaa knows you by the time Budapest ends. I understand, but by the time 2024 comes around, I'm just saying.
I thought that when she was there. I'm just saying. I thought that when she was there. So
yeah,
I'm just saying.
No, you're Team Jaaa now, but I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Don't beat me for that. But anyway.
So get a shirt, man.
Okay, you two get a shirt. So I wonder, that's what I said. Because I know there's a Team Jaaa over there, but I mean, I don't see a rep with the shirt. But, you know, I'm just saying. Not a problem. So, what are we talking about today?
All right.
Where do we start?
Okay.
Big
Mr. Moderator.
We're not starting Big Farm yet. We could just get the elephant out of the room. Everything that is controversial. I'm not seeing a year that we didn't see the starters that want to be in the race. I want the spotlight. So we're going to talk about the administration and what they could have done better and what need to improve.
I can't talk about that, because I don't know what administration, what J3 owes and what they need to do and where it is. I can't talk about that list that I see. I'm not saying.
But you saw J3 product. They put a product out there. We can criticize the product.
For me, it was going all right. Take out Thursday night. We had the false start from Johan Blake, and the one before that. From that, they've been going well. But Sunday, the pig did have to go back in the pen, in the mud, and we saw. Oh boy, it was awful. They were doing what they did well on Friday, did very well on Saturday, but the starter, I'm not going to call Mr. What's name, but I call it anyway.
No, let us get it correct. No, Jermaine. Don't
I
do
said
that.
and
If
his
you're not
team.
sure,
And his
hold on,
team.
Germany. If you're
Because
not,
he's
if
still the
you're not
person.
sure, if
He's
you're
still
not
the
sure that
person.
he was the starter, don't call it by
No,
that. Just say
I'm
the
not knocking him as a
starter's
starter.
team.
Yeah, his team. He's the person who is in charge of the team,
Okay.
right? So
Because
him
he
and his
was not
team.
the starter.
He was not the
He's the
starter.
captain of the team. Great. Let's get that
So
right.
him
Continue.
and his team, they just had to. I mean, we were going so well, but then Sunday came around, and we saw. For me, it still pains me the Mario Prince. Um, Clearly, it was not a false start. Clearly, somebody else moved instead of him, and he was out and he missed his shot. But I think he'll be back next year, and be better.
All right, so
Is it a case? Is it a case that Demario Prince needs to learn to sit in that block or wait? I'm just asking because this is not the first time that Demario Prince is doing something like this. I'm just asking. Is it a case that Demario Prince team needs to work on something for as it relates to him there? I'm not taking it away from the starter as you said, but I'm just asking that question. This is not the first time as it relates to Demario Prince. Is this something, is Demario going down this trajectory? Is there something that the team can do to help Demario get better or be better? I'm just asking that question.
You see that what you just said a while ago is probably what I think the starters thought, that because he has a history, obviously it's him. I can't say anything on it because he wasn't at fault. If he was
Hey,
at
Nick.
fault, if he was at fault or he did something, then I could have said he really needs to work on it. But he wasn't at fault, and for that,
Are we?
for me,
all right, my next question. We're not gonna stay long on Mr. Prince because next year he'll become a king.
I like that Chris. Go ahead, Mr. Moderator.
I'm moving speedy along. We don't have a long time
But
tonight. The queen and the pack have to leave us. So we want all our intakes before she go.
true.
Why did
so my intake on
why
this,
under what circumstances Mr. Watts and his team gave the 200-meter female finals a yellow card?
no, ask that question to Jermaine, please.
No, it's Jermaine first.
Oh, Jermaine first, and then I was first one because Jermaine and I argue about it.
Right. I think they did the best thing. Granted, I would have given a yellow, I would have given a green. Make the race run.
You would have given a green.
I would have given a green.
For me, the yellow looked corrupt.
That's what I'm saying. I would have just given a green card across the board. Because I watched back the
Under
race.
what circumstances, Jermaine, would you have given that green card, though? Based on what you have seen, because you're saying that based on what you looked at on the TV. Tell me under what circumstances why you chose to give a green card and not the yellow card.
Here's the thing. The issuing of the cards is based on the discretion of the
No,
staff.
no. We know that. I'm asking
Right.
the question is,
So I'm going to answer
you said under the circle you would have given, or you are saying the starter, sorry, my apologies. You're saying the starter should have given a green card instead of a yellow card. Because
I'm
the
going to
yellow
answer.
card means that the seat warned the athlete, like Natavia, right? The green card meaning he's warning the complete field. Right?
Exactly.
So what circumstances
I'm going to
would
answer the
have
question.
afford why you would have done that
Let me
based
answer
on
the
that?
question.
Yeah.
When you go over by the T3's website and other sites, you will see that the truth is the first reaction, as in based on the camera, because I watched back the race, I had to watch back the race because that's why I had a big
Because
argument about it.
Midnight Stadium. You watch it
Right.
when TV, they will show you one time.
That's what I'm saying. I had to go back and watch the race because that's why I had a big argument about this Sunday night. And the reality is they gave Latavia the card because the reality is when I check back the website and you check the information, I'm going to post it in our chat, guys. Latavia had the fastest reaction time, but she wasn't out of the blocks. So that's why they gave her the yellow card. My thing is, Sharika flicked. Latavia had the fastest reaction.
Oh, so you're now admitting that Sharika did that.
Watch the race and I tell you now. We never say it to them, I tell you now.
Ah!
Me never go back and watch the race.
So
Remember
truly,
saying last night, me talk about this last night.
so
So please apologize to me, no, please.
Did he apologize to me publicly? Because
No,
you have to
apologize to me, please.
Mega
No,
apologize to me.
apologize. No. Apologize to me, please.
Let's tell you, you were correct. So I
Thank
give
you.
you that. You were very correct. But Sherry Coughlin, but Latavia had they gave her based on the fastest reaction. The thing is, she never moved out of the blocks. Her hand was still on the ground. Her feet were there. So they gave her and that's why I said, if you weren't going to give the finisher the yellow card, don't give the person that had a reaction because they put pressure on the blocks a yellow card either. Just give a green card, call it a starter's problem, and move on to the race.
okay. My problem with the starters, they're so inconsistent. One wheel for the other, or one wheel for the. It's never consistent. You remember the guy last year in World Championship that the discretion of the starter could have worked. You know, Sherika that get kicked out of the race.
Let us be real. Name a name. Name a name. We saw 1 year Veronica get the benefit of the doubt because Veronica, name a name. And I've said this every year. If Usain Bolt never react, he would have gotten to run back again in 2011 because him react. They were never going to kick Sherika out of that race. We know this. As I said, name a name. Here's where the problem with the inconsistency.
No, I'm not talking locally, you know. I'm talking internationally, you know.
But it happens here the most.
Yeah, but international should have been kicked out of that race.
Maybe.
Okay.
Here's what, because as I said, name a name. Here's what I say. On Thursday night, Johan Blake could have actually been put back in the race, you know, had they not had a disqualification in that same heat. And that is why they took so long. Because they wanted to give the name the Bly, but then it would have looked away for no say. He was so blatant, and the guy before was not as blatant, and they kicked him out of the race one go. You realize that first one was quick, not even a minute. Quick.
What about Akeem Blake flinch?
Right. So my thing is, that is where their inconsistencies come because
you see, if I was a Ludlow team, I would have disqualified Akeem. I've been watching Akeem all season. Him purposefully doing it.
Hey, we reach letter?
Yeah,
we reach letter?
Yeah, man.
No, let's talk about the starters. We're talking about the starters.
All right. All right. So you said big foreign. Which one are big foreign? Want to go Euro first? All right. Go Zanel use. Big up Zanel use.
There's nothing to say about that. He did what we saw him doing from here.
Okay.
We just want Zanel, but come
no.
do that little foolish something.
If you want to talk about a man with fast start all the time now, he need to talk about.
Yeah,
open to do that something there.
Open a bit of world. Because at this point in time, I think Zanel Hughes has pushed himself as the front runner for that male title. He has put himself up front.
Everybody inconsistent.
Right. But he has been the man that has pushed himself up front. So, I mean, he needs to make sure say in the fast start as well.
All right. Okay, we're done with that part.
That has big sorry number 2.
Yes, Charles. A few upsets.
Were they upsets?
Few unknowns, because if you don't follow the circuit very well in that side of the world, people would be surprised. Fred Curlin at running the 200.
You're talking about Charleston.
Yeah, Charleston, the only surprise out of the pack.
I think you said it right. You said, had you not been following the circuit, because he did go at Mount Sac and run 10 flat. He ran a win 89.9. So if you were watching, you would have said he had a chance to make the team.
Yeah.
I don't think nobody expected him to win.
One of the exciting moments is Noah Niles making a big deal, making the 100 meter.
I want to ask a question though, Xavier. That's all. I am noticing this trend with some of these big athletes in the US, minus Gabby Thomas, because I think Gabby Thomas have her head on her shoulders. Why is it that everybody runs so well going up to the finals, and then when you get to the finals, everybody sit down in them blocks?
I was coming to that though.
Okay.
I don't think they can manage the rounds well. Um, I don't think they can manage around. So a few culprits are there. Um, when they are not against competitors that can beat them, they they excel very well. They get nervous when they're lining up against competent competitors.
I mean, we look at the US 100. Charleston, Lyles, Coleman. That's the three to join Fred Curley. We are
Yeah.
missing out a lot of names that we are used to, like the Marvin Braces of the world, like the Ronnie Bakers of the world. There are a lot. Even Fred Curley didn't look good.
Fred
Like,
Curley, not all that.
right? I mean, the names that we're used to. We look over the women's side. Having heard Aliyah Hobbs was injured, the women's what you look. There's no TT
Yeah,
Terry on the team.
but
No Melissa Jefferson.
I'm wary of that excuse with Alyssa Hobbs though.
It wasn't from her, you know. It was from her camp. So,
Yeah, but I'm still wary it's an
our coach, I
excuse
should say.
because she lined up this weekend for make money.
I think maybe she thought she was good enough to make the team, at least. Because you know, you have some people arrogant as much. You know, so.
Based on what she's at 75 and think she can beat
Right.
everybody.
I mean, let us be real. Apart from Sha'Carri, nobody's really in our league in the US.
Somebody said that they're not surprised by Charleston.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think anybody called him to win.
A vivid track and field person will not be surprised by most of the results that you're getting. I would love to see the US trials move to somewhere else on a different surface. I think
No, be careful when you say different surface, you know, because them can go out second. And then the same thing will happen.
Well, I think one of the it doesn't affect us much, but one of the cry of those athletes, and we do speak on behalf of all the athletes, it's becoming very difficult for these athletes to go to Eugene now. The cost, it's not cost effective anymore. It's very expensive, small town, expensive to fly in. People just make money off it. World Championship time, everything price gone up. So it's not costing the athletes a lot.
But it is called Tracktown USA for a reason. So, and it is the best. Let's be real. There's probably 3 surfaces in the world that are as good as Eugene. I mean, you're talking about Tokyo, which was just built, maybe Zurich, and you're looking at Eugene. Those are really the tracks where you see everybody kind of doing very well on, and they're probably the best surfaces in the world. So I don't know. Maybe they need to try to have the trials somewhere. Maybe New York could be one, but then you can't count on the weather. Maybe you know, other places would make sense. Just my thing is, you know.
Well, that's true. Let's run through the races.
Oh yes, I just saw it in the comments. Hobbs had COVID. I think that was something else that they mentioned. She had COVID. Because I heard somebody mention how she get in 2 weeks, you know. She had COVID. So too did Noah Lyles.
Okay.
They had COVID.
We can run through the races. Sha'Carri, a bit disappointed. I expect her to go much faster in the finals. I think she's somebody. I was reading a post today, and somebody's asking why she's so heavily strapped up.
I think I asked that last night.
Yeah, so she's heavily strapped up, and I don't think it's a fashion statement.
Here's my thing, though. Wait, let me talk about it because I wanted to say this all day. I've been waiting to say this all day. Nothing about what Sha'Carri did in the finals was a surprise to me. And whilst history, until you change history, history remains factual.
No, they're just giving us an update on Marvin Brace.
Yeah. I'm not saying that we didn't know, I'm just saying the usual names weren't the usual names. So you look at Sha'Carri's running. Yeah. Remember who trains Sha'Carri or which camp she's in, Justin Gatlin. It is something that we've noticed with these people. They come out and they blaze heats. They blaze rounds and then get to the finals and they don't have that adrenaline. Because remember, with the finals, other than just the adrenaline of the finals, it is the most pressured situation you can be in. So for me, that is why overall, for the most part, unless you are Shelley and Fraser, Elaine Thompson, maybe a Tory Bowie, you run. Other than that, everybody else tends to run slower in the finals than they do in the heats. And that for me is my problem.
Okay.
You know? So we knew once pressure was pipe, it was a pressure. Was she going to make no matter how she may appear and the shenanigans, I'm quite sure she's very conscious of the things that are being said and the expectations of her. And that's what kind of, for me, that was one of the things that did the car. So I never expected differently.
Gabby Thomas seemed rested, very rested.
This is our first championships without running heats of anything else.
Anything else? So she's prepared for that. She speak disappointedly about not running the 100, but then everybody listening to their coaches now. You have the usual suspects making everything else. A few big names got beaten.
Can I ask you about something though? The men's 110 hurdles. Do you think Grant actually came out because he wanted to give somebody else a chance, or he was afraid of Tinch?
I think he's going based off confidence. I don't think he want to smear his confidence going into Worlds. Somebody really beat him. Again.
I have to ask that because I was watching Flow Track last night when they came on, and they said something about Rashid Broadbell, right? Where they said Rashid Broadbell has Grant Holloway's number. That's why they have Broadbell winning. My thing is, when he looks at his competitors, because we see him with Hansen nowadays having that from 2021, when he looks and he goes, these people have beaten me, does he shy away from the competition? Because let us be real. He won the World Championships last year because of circumstances working in his favor. You know, false start. Yeah. We're talking about Hansen being injured 10 minutes before going on the track. All of these things worked in his favor. Do you think that is playing on his mind? That's why he pulled up, because Tinch has had his number all year.
I think he's ass off of the hurdles.
But the difference is that he wins medal.
Yeah, he wins medal. Yeah, in an aspect, he will win. But then you're not. If I'm a betting guy, I wouldn't bet on him. Something is likely to happen.
Oh, by the way, let me answer the comment before this. I never said Gatlin coached her. I said she's from the same camp, Dennis Mitchell's camp. And here's the thing where I look at that too. We have to look at the people who've performed exceptionally well in the US. Look at their coaches. Bobby Kersey is doing one hell of a job. But I noticed the Dennis Mitchell athletes, maybe there's a reflection of him as an athlete. They don't have great round management. We saw the same thing with T.T. Terry. They don't have great round management. I don't know what the problem, because there's no way Tamira Clark and Brittany Brown, granted, if you've been watching Brittany Brown all year, you would have understood. But there's no reason those people should be beating Twanisha Terry. No. I noticed Dennis Mitchell's athletes don't have great race management.
Okay. Lotta, anything about the US trials?
Gabby Thomas. I liked how she looked. I think running those 400 this season helped her tremendously. And you've seen the materialization from that, and also being rested from, that injury and stuff. It helped. So that for me was something. I must say congratulations to Sha'Carri and running her time. However, as it relates to Sha'Carri, I would say just focus on your race and how you take the routes. That's what I would say to her. The male side for things, there was surprises, same as though there were surprises here in Jamaica. But all in all, Budapest is going to be.
My question before we leave the US trials: what does Sydney run?
What does what?
Sydney
I think
run.
She becomes the third fastest woman in the event this year, which would be 47.12 by Nasir is number 3. I think she goes 47-0 this year. Knowing she's now getting used to the event, she has the great Bobby Kersey as her coach. She has a great camp. She goes 47-0 this year. Talks of the world record comes post Paris. I don't think she gets there just yet.
Okay. But you still didn't answer.
So what does she run? That's the
What does she
question.
run?
47-0. I
No,
think she
no.
got 47-0.
What
What
does
event?
she
Sorry,
run?
let
Hurdles
me
or flat?
rephrase it. Hurdles are flat.
47-0 is flat, sir.
What does
No.
she run in Budapest? The hurdles
What
or the
events will
flats?
be
The flat. She's
entering
running
in?
flat. She's not running the hurdles. She said it.
Father.
She said it. She's not running the hurdles.
So therefore, she forfeiting our hurdles.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Interesting.
Very interesting.
Right.
Very
So
interesting.
I think she go because she said it out of her mouth that she's accomplished everything she's wanted in the hurdles. I mean, granted, when you have the world title, the Olympic title, and
We have
4
athletes. We have athletes who says you get what you want and you still come back and do whatever. But
hello,
okay.
and
But I get
everybody
your point.
greedy.
But I get your point. I get your point.
Right. And everybody greedy like so.
Maybe she's a Christian by real Christian. And
Right,
She not
that's-
gonna tell a lie.
She right.
She not gonna tell. She not gonna mislead the public.
And
Me
then the
not
thing
run.
is,
Me not gonna run no more than race. But
that's what I'm
still-
saying. She's not Shelly. So we can call it.
Listen,
But I don't know
I'm
some
not
of
calling a name tonight. I'm behaving
Yeah,
myself.
sorry.
I say, people
But no without
misleading
Shelly, so nobody not think of it now yet. But here's my thing about it though. She's 23. So even if she
It's just
does
skip this
before,
year. She have the Olympic next year.
right, even if she does, she has a good 10 more years in the sport if she chooses to be around that long. If she has any reason to be around that long. Because she looks like somebody that's going to be like a Bolt and retire at 30.
Nothing wrong with that. Well, you can. Nothing wrong with that. All right. Enough of US. Our championship. Let me first ask. Only one person. I don't know if he's online. Only one person has gotten the correct. Jermaine, don't kill me. I mean, remember all of something them. One person that has gotten the correct in order, first, second, and third from their prediction, and I think it was Sheldon in the 400 meter. I think he was spot on with the exact.
No, you
order.
can't think if him get it right. He was spot on.
No, he was spot on. Sorry, he was spot on with the persons and the placings. So we have to give. Let me tell you.
Bailey, the 400 meter, Bailey, Watson, and thing there.
Yeah. It
And
was
Javon
spot
Powell.
on. Yeah, man, it was spot on. I even have it in the message, so if you can't hear, so nobody say he's the only one that was spot on.
Spot on in terms of the 3 and also in terms of the order.
Right.
And the order. So yeah,
Can I say, guys, that 400 meter was the most impressive thing for me for the meet. I know, granted, I'm Team Jackal. You see, Captain Team Jackal, but having 2 men run sub 44.6 at a national trials, I mean, and you know they can get faster. I mean, Antonio Watson is still young, still fresh to the event, or fresh back to the event. Sean look like him have a new level of confidence.
Do you think Antonio Watson should stay at 4 and not go 8, or do you think Antonio Watson should try the 8?
I think he should go 4.2. I think he still is a decent 200 meter runner and can get better, but I love him at 4.
No, the problem I'm having with the 2 wanting Jamaican athletes to go down to the sprint, to a lower sprint, is that they don't trouble the world ranking. Why are you going? They're not going to trouble the world ranking.
So
they're not going to threaten the world ranking. So you're look and we spoke
the
about
world
that.
ranking or the world record. Which one?
No, world ranking. You're not
where you are in the world.
Yeah.
No, I just want to know if that's what you're saying.
Yeah, man, world ranking.
Or
You really not going to make no great impact on the world ranking based on where we are with 200.
So they're better to make the impact on the world ranking.
In more a niche event.
Oh, question. Would you suggest Antonio Watson do the 4 hurdles?
Huh?
The 4 hurdles.
Corville, why are you laughing off of my 800 meter?
And I'm serious now, would you encourage Antonio Watson to do the 4 hurdles?
Him have the strength. Him looks strong enough. Mentally, we have to figure it out.
I don't think Antonio Watson is a weak mental person. Where am I come from? Petersfield?
Blessings,
Like,
Sister Tanya.
this brother used to train with tires. You know, this brother he had the worst conditions to train in, and he came to champs and did what he was supposed to do. I mean,
Okay.
I love those 2 guys at the 400. And this is going to be sad when I say this, that Chris Taylor made such a blunder, because Chris Taylor, Sean Bailey, Antonio Watson with Rashawn Clark for the next 4 years. Can you imagine what could happen?
Rashawn Clark.
And mind you, Rashawn wasn't in that flat.
And
Rashawn
but
Clark.
he's been running PBs in the 400 all year.
Yeah, and he wasn't in that flat. So it's
And then you have guys in the background like a Javon Powell and these guys. Come on.
I'm ahead of you guys. I'm going to the 4x4. I'm going
Rashawn Clark.
I'm looking for nothing less than the silver medal.
Nap it. Yeah, I that. Yeah, you're a boy.
I said it. Look for him now.
I'm going for the silver medal 4x4, calling it here.
Not anything less than
Nothing
disappointing.
less than a silver medal with the pool that we have.
But here's also
Depending on how they set it up.
Let us also take into consideration, this is probably the weakest American 400 meter squad ever. Because you're going to have to draw for Rai Benjamin to run the 400. Maybe they draw for Allen as well. It's a very weak 400. So we do have the ability to challenge. I mean, as I said, guys like Akeem Bloomfield, Chris Taylor, and Nathan Allen, one of those guys, I would be, if they were either in top shape or still around, I would be talking about literally challenging the gold medal right about now. Had just one of those 3 been, we know Nathan's issue, we know Nathan's injuries. Akeem looks a shell of himself.
Akeem didn't even run.
Exactly. He pulled out at the last minute. Here, he's actually here,
Yeah, I know he's here.
He doesn't look like himself. He was on the warm-up track and pulled out that same day. So I don't know.
I think I don't know even where to start. I'll start at the 100 meter male because MVP has put a few hungry people in the race.
Man, I run 991 in a heat and I say I hit that.
Yeah, and guess what? He got a lane come Friday.
Right. Exactly.
So him coach know when they want him to do.
And
run the time to make the money.
He came out and he said it. He said the whole deal was to run one race and get a good time.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm looking at him for next year because Stephen Francis has said he's working on him for next year, not really this year. And you look at Rowan Watson, I mean, Goldson. The 4x1 looks good, by the way. Let me just say
the 4x1 is really good.
I would put Andrew Hudson on the team. I would make him run that backstretch. So let me be real. I would probably start with maybe Oblique. I think he's the best starter out of the 300 men.
Yeah.
Run Andrew at the back stretch. Run Golson on the curve, although he's not the greatest curve runner. But I'll put Golson on the curve and then allow Rohan Watson to take it home. Or, let us be real, we could also start Watson. There's nothing, because I don't think the guys have egos. I would start. Yeah,
I don't think they don't reach the ego. They don't reach the stardom yet. So they're not
right. And then run Golson on the back stretch and give Andrew Hudson the curve and make Oblique anchor because he's used to anchoring. So I don't know. And there's also Akeem Blake. If I doubt they're going to use Andrew Hudson really, I think they're going to use Akeem Blake. But I would just want him because I think he's stronger and he probably is more experienced in that stead. Has his head on his shoulders a little bit more.
I have a problem with Akeem Blake. Mentally, make him sit out there. Pack it up, go run the Diamond League, then make your money. Call it a day. I don't think I would have to have a sit down. If I were administration, I'd have to sit down and say, where your mind space is. Are you mentally able to give me your full 100% if I give you a space on my relay team? Because I don't think he's mentally there.
I think he's probably going to look and see that his best shot to medal. Because the team is good. I mean, we can beat the US. I'm going to be real with you. Fred Curley is a shell of himself. No allies don't think him know to run a 4x1. Christian Coleman, him worse. And then Charleston is the young boy. Like, yeah, they probably might have to draw for Aaron Knighton for crying out loud. I think we have a shot at them.
On the curve.
Right. I think we have a shot at them. And if Andrew is on the team, I would want him to run. I think he has sub 20 in him. I think he's the strongest of the group. And I don't want to see someone like Rowan Watts running a backstretch because he's young. You want to give him the shortest leg and just go all out on that. So probably give him a curve. And Oblique is used to anchoring, or you can make him start, make Rowan Watts start and put Golson on the curve. Either way, Andrew Hudson is a big addition to the team. Or, let me say this, which might be weird. I know a lot of people might knock me for this. I would take out Golson and put in Akeem Blake on the relay. And still run Hudson.
One mental is still there.
Yeah, but I make Akeem Blake run the relay. Because then now I can put Akeem Blake on the backstretch and not worry. And then I make Hudson tear the curve like he does. So,
all right, so let us evaluate. Can we start about the disappointments? Now stay long on the disappointment. One of my disappointments is that Yuan Shada himself. I think he was more pressured to make the team than everybody else. Unfortunate what happened for him. That's Yuan for me. I would give Elaine one more race. The only disappointment I have with Elaine is that I won't blame her. I'd blame her management team and coach now because she needed at least 2 more races before Charles.
I said that the other day. Had she got about 2 or 3 races, she probably would have been better.
Their timing is poor. And I don't care what nobody wants to say. If I was Elaine, I'd fire my coach. Right after the button, come out press release. We're no longer.
I'm not going to get there yet because that's going to get a lot of. We'll have to talk about that. But I don't think.
No, I mean we're just putting it out there. People, it's a discussion by itself in the upcoming weeks. What does she do next? Right. The aftermath of trials.
My disappointment is almost
aftermath of trials. Disappointment.
Is almost 400
people. I think what's been happening, and a lot of people don't understand. This is the moment the US NCAA athletes get the opportunity to make money and get publicity.
Them hungry,
changed the ball game this year completely. Remember, they were like, season done, we just go run trials just because for run off the season. They did not come here to just end season, final season run. They came here for publicity because you have to look on the nature of what they're going back to next season. When they win a national title or make a national team, the publicity rating goes up. The possibility of making money goes up in the nil. And that's what came into effect that is benefiting our track and field now, because our NCAA athletes want to perform because the potential or the possibility of earning more money because of the publicity that their national trials and making the national team will bring them in the upcoming years.
I'm not shocked at Nikisha. I didn't have her to win. I probably had her as a 4th. But Mela talk it plain. I said it the other day. It means that 400 meter, I'm gonna feel upset for no say Jenny Russell beat me.
It upsets someone?
Jenny Russell beat me. Jenny Russell just done run a 4 hurdles and have to run for her life. But win 4 hurdles 2 days ago. I mean, make she come beat me as a 400 meter specialist. You must be mad, man. Me a ball. Me not going to my room go ball. At least we know she's on the 4x14. Jenny's on the 4x14. But me a ball.
Jenny Russell planned for them.
What, man, tell them me never. What? Me never see Jenny Page.
Granted, we know that Candice and Cherokee is going to win. Is going to run, sorry. with Nikisha. I think Jenny just did it to make the 4x4 team to show she's a quality runner. And
But
obviously
Jenny could have still made the 4x4 team running the hurdles by itself. I mean, Jenny
no, she
did do
want
a
to
good.
embarrass them. She want to make them know she better than them. Just because she run hurdles, she better than them.
Listen,
Cheyenne Salmon
the females them
in a good.
the females them
When
go for
is that
bragging
point
rights.
to say Cheyenne Salmon never?
No.
She just never did take off. Me telling about this awning thing, you know. Me telling about the awning thing. Take that show the awning them, man.
She couldn't see the finish line?
Huh?
She couldn't see the finish line or can't see the hurdles. Which one?
The awning them, man. Me no know them man the awning. Jamaica have two awning girl, man.
Yeah, man. We can't
Yeah,
man, Stacey and Cheyenne, but is it big up on herself? Well, actually, Cherokee too. But
guess what?
My
where's the Candy's inconsistent? She change her coach? When? Remember, I don't know about that.
Candy is still at the same. I think she's still at the same place.
I don't know that. But still, I don't know. Candy is just a
but
Candy's a run back.
Here's my thing about Candice though. I just know she'll come out worse and do something. She'll go make the final, she'll probably come fourth, but
Stephanie and McPherson make Natalia goal run her dog. And then Natalia goal turn it that Nafia one race. Where them get a rabbit there from?
First of all, that girl went out the first. She ran 53 seconds, 53 only.
Before we got a rabbit there. The person was disappointed Stacey didn't run. Me too, because the way them be hype up Stacey like
she picked up something and she couldn't run. That's what me here. So I'm gonna see that so.
Where she pick
them
up?
awning thing the man.
She pick up something and she couldn't run. We just know it there so.
Listen.
Me says our weave the car down, but other people say otherwise. But that year they did too long, man. She not reach them length at year standard there yet. That have a veteran when know if we control them in. Because you can't have weave and awning, it don't make no sense. But you can't have the two of them, make one. But I was disappointed that Stephanie didn't run. I think Stephanie would have. It's not Stephanie, Stacey. What I call Stephanie name for? I was disappointed that Stacey didn't run because I think she would have been third. Okay. That's my thought. But she pulled out, so obviously maybe she wouldn't have been. But as I said, if I am the rest of the 400 meter, the seasoned vets, the Cherokee Youngs of the world, the Candice McLeods of the world, I'm not supposed to make a girl that couldn't run 51 seconds last year, and I heard that beat me. We make Olympic finals and World Championship. No, you're mad.
What is some for leave the girl and the man in true me have none, right? That bad man. Wear glasses.
If
I
don't feel that way. I don't feel that way as a 400 meter runner. As one of them female, my hurt.
In them, man.
The chores.
But let me give some credit to Jelly Bean. I've been one of the persons that have been knocked Jelly Bean the most. We can tell you that. Me not go around it. I think me knock Jelly Bean more than anybody else around here. So.
No man, me never see Jelly. Never see Jellyfish. Me never see her. She just.
Me have to give Jelly Bean her credit. She.
Jelly running now.
Yeah man. She did it in the 4 hurdles. I think say Angelina go whoop her. And she come back in the 4 hurdles. No, man.
Well done, Jelly. Well done. Well done, Jelly.
Because I beat her, I must get credit her.
No, well done, Jelly, man. Well done, Jelly.
Also, I know you're going to go right there, so but that 400 meter hurdles, do we need to talk about it?
What the man there?
Yeah. Do we? No. We can't just make that how you go up on our monologue.
No, all I will say, you know what I mean, it's Mr. Clark. It's Mr. Clark. I picked him for this. I said that I wanted him to be a part.
Did you see 47.8?
Hmm?
Did you see 47.8?
Yeah, man. Listen, right through the season, man, what you do that I take him like a time and I come. And you're right through the season, man, about this boy.
Oh, by the way, guys, it has been 31 years since another Jamaican ran sub 48. Yeah? 31 years. The last person to do it.
I said the dude that come all season long. Him anger the hurdles, you know. The dude not even handle. Not HAND, but angle, right? HANG. Man, angle the hurdles, man. Where's the big up Serena boy?
Okay. It's not.
However, let me say this. Let me put this out there, though. Right? Let me say this, though. I thought that, but mean that it don't know. Me can say my thoughts. I thought and I was worried and I was concerned. I hope that they don't go back and say it can be amended after the fact. I mean, days gone now. I thought that JJ would have disqualified him because he kicked down the regular.
As long as him stay, I'm letting him go.
No, I'm lead leg, not the trail. I lead leg, kick it down. However, that never happened, so that was great. I had my breath a little bit.
If it was champs, you will get disqualified.
No, you can turn them. Mr. Clark, go listen to Xavier. Don't go Budapest. Don't go Budapest, Mr. Clark. Listen to your namesake. Don't go to Budapest and do that.
If it was champs, then we disqualify him.
Mr. Clark, don't go to Budapest and do that, please.
Such school, I want the points.
We know, say, if you wear purple or dark or royal blue, then would have make a phone call a long time.
Long time.
But I must say, it was really exciting to see, what we call it now?
That's how you. Would you have disqualified 47-8? Remember, this is the first time.
No. I'm saying I held my breath for it. I'm just saying Remember, no. Remember, I'm not crying if it didn't happen because must have been calling this all season. So I would have cried if it happened. But what was exciting for me is to see what am I gonna call him now? He looks up to Jaaa. So to see him, go up against him. Yeah, we saw that happen also in the women's hurdles, with Akiva Nugent going up against Daniel Williams.
Yep.
And that was great. So I loved how he didn't back down from Jaaa.
Guys, can we also give Jaaa a credit for embracing him afterwards?
Yeah, man, that is a gift.
A whole lot of people want to do it.
No, that's a gift one. That's a gift one. They were training together at one point. That's a gift one. If he didn't,
Jaaa went
straight. Huh? They were training up by UE together.
Yeah, man, then go good school and grow up by good parents.
Them are good family.
Some of my bad mind people where you say Team Jacko. I'm gonna say something.
So, by the way, I have an apology and some credit to get from you guys very shortly, but we're not going about that same woman 200. But make sure I'm not mention it none at all.
Miss Thomas. I call Miss Thomas. We're not going to give me.
I'm not talking about Miss Thomas. I said big and bold last week on Thursday. On Wednesday, I said to you guys, Natalia White is going to make the team. And then a jump on me. Natalia White, I run away.
Okay. Oh, no?
Okay.
Yes,
yeah,
or no? You Kino, Xavier, and the whole out. Natalia, when I run, say, I don't know.
Okay, you were right, Jeremy. Move along.
Why don't you tell enough, go boy?
All right, so it's broken down into segments. So we had uprising youngster juniors that went pro. So we want to talk about the ones that came out better than the others.
Which one came out better than the others? Apart from Roshan?
We had what's her name making the finals?
No, I think you talk about make the team. That makes sense.
No, we're not making the team. We can't. No, we're not make team.
Oh, come here, say
you have to give them credit. You have to give them credit.
Come on, the juniors that entered into the senior races. Big up to you guys. Yeah. Good try. Get back to the drawing board and come back again. Alana Reed, I must say, well done. Well done to what you did.
I think she made the team. Did she come 6th or 7th?
Yeah, she made the team, Yeah. So big up to Alana. I have a picture with Alana, I must say, whatever. That's not me though, but yeah. Big up to Alana Reed. Big up to Kevona Davis. Yes, guys, Kevona Davis
guys,
will be heading our way to Budapest. Huh?
Can we big up Serena Cole?
Yeah, they were going down the line. I said openly to big up to the juniors who entered into the senior races, whether you made the team or not.
I'm being devil's advocate, even though I'm a Kevona fan. I just think some bad man left in that camp there still. I still have my breath until July 30th when the team name. Because I personally, and this is my take, I think she's going to run that 200.
Serena, Kevona Davis is going to be a part of the 200
No,
meter.
I think Shelly's going to run
Oh, you're
that
saying
200.
you think Shelly's going to run the 200?
Jermaine, God have to come off her cross July 30th. When you come, me apologize. Me think she going to run it.
All right. Well, okay. If it is that Shelly and Fraser Price decide that she's not going to run the 200, Kevona Davis will be a part of the team. If she decides that she is going to be one, but then she has to decide early because Kevona would need to have gone or would need
I think Kevona came 5th, right?
Yeah.
She's an automatic reserve, so she's supposed to be training.
Yeah, she automatically on reserve.
She's an automatic reserve, so she have to train. She can't help it. Lana Taylor is the problem, is the one where you probably need to go. You understand?
No, why is that problem? She made the team.
Oh, she made the team. So Lana Taylor made the team, not Lana Taylor, somebody else I was talking about.
Remember, it was Sharika, Shelly, Lana Tavia, Natalia, Kevona. That's it.
Right. So Kevona is an automatic reserve. And Sasha Lee just need to make sure she's all right.
Sasha Lee, they're not 100. I mean, big up to what on the man? What pop my collar again, man. Pop it, no pop it. Man, never tell the girl I gotta do it. Man, never tell her.
I must admit, guys, I had Natasha for 4th. If we can go back and watch a video. I said Elaine for 3rd and Natasha 4th. Well, Natasha made the team 2nd. Big up herself. I think Natasha is the biggest warrior in that 100-meter squad. Because she literally came out saying she was going to make the team. And I don't think any one of us believed her that she was an automatic for the team. And my girl comes 2nd.
Sasha Lee, yo.
And Sasha Lee. Yeah.
Sasha Lee came 2nd. Don't mix it.
Sasha Lee came 2nd. Sorry, Natalia.
Don't mix it. My
bad. Natasha came 3rd. 998. Sorry, my bad.
Hey, that's a big one from Sasha Lee. 996.
Out of lane 7.
Big run, you know?
You see, if I was a liar, I'm going to the next event. And more everybody beat me. You see, if I was a liar, so that 100-meter finals, 100-meter hurdles for women, I'm going to say it. And me not care nobody wants it. It's my perception. The starter and that short girl, what's her name? A friend.
Cocoon. Themselves together. Yo.
Yeah, man. They're my friend.
Who saw how quick that was? The man said,
they are
get
friends.
behind the blocks, please.
You know the reaction.
The athletes them go behind the blocks.
The
man said,
guys, like Megan has never had great reaction. She's one of the best reactors that I don't want.
No. Jermaine, hold on now. Did you see? Me not even think Sam done say set before the man. By the time the man fired a gun,
it was perfect reaction.
Yes, good. Come on, Jermaine. You're wicked, though, but good.
Congratulations to Megan. Congratulations to Megan. Well tried, well done, Akira. Well done, Akira. Congratulations to Megan. My three picks again. I got the 3 picks, just not in the order. I got my 3 picks. I always said this. Daniel Williams, never to be played with.
But we've said it, which Daniel, as long as proper thinking Daniel come, Daniel going to make the team, regardless.
Daniel was so calm and relaxed.
Experience for you. That's
Daniel
what being 30 does.
She know your story already.
Exactly.
If she did
Daniel
ever
is
get
very
soon, she'll get disqualified.
If Dan did ever get up with Megan. However, Kevin, Budapest will see. Hopefully she will,
who do you guys have going further, Megan or Akira?
Akira.
Once Akira gets her mind settled in the blocks, Akira problem is settling in the blocks. And it is one of the reasons why I think, as I say, on your mark, set, that threw off Akira off. When I have to ask Christ. But it's no excuse.
You have the split second that everybody waits, Jermaine. When you say set, you
Yeah,
Dissipate
man.
him to wait a little.
I'm not making an excuse though, but once Akira gets settled in our blocks,
But let us be real as well, guys. Megan is the best starter in 100-meter hurdles.
we're not saying
She,
no. You ask the question who
and we
we have
We're
going
not
and we
disputing.
have to
further,
give credit to
and I'm
Megan for this.
explaining why I have her going further.
Megan's final 4 hurdles, which we all thought was her problem. Megan is pulling away from people these days. And
That's
She
all
said
right.
it.
Well, see.
we have to give credit to Coach Walcott for that. He has had her from last year, and he might work with her upon that. She looks a lot better over those last 4. She's not dying
Alright.
and everybody coming back at
Then after our training partner run her down, you know, she no must look. I gonna get better. You never see your Kerry run her down.
Yep.
Kerika said, come, baby girl.
Kerry just wheel her back. I mean, both of them fits each other. She have improved on her last 40. I agree too. I agree with that.
All right, so the only disappointment with me with the throws are the presentation, the video capturing of the throws is just disappointing for me.
Generally, right across the board, worldly or locally in any country, don't really pay attention much to the throws.
That's not true. I watched US trials last night and the throws were right there. When what's his
Because
name was throwing,
them I look for when they fling something, fling, not even
Yeah.
throw, fling.
but the
But the
throws
throws
was
were
being,
good. The throws were good though. That was a battle for me to have seen.
I'm disappointed with Ebert not jumping further a little bit. It boils back down to what we were speaking on early season is that how do you motivate him to jump further when he's knowing that he's already overreaching? He knew he would
Can I
already
say
made
this?
the team coming here.
Can
We
I say
can
this
touch
though?
somewhat,
knew
maybe, repeat what you said.
Jaden left almost 30 centimeters in that 17, in all his jumps, not even the 1768, the 1762 and the 1768. When you watch back the board, there was like almost 30
There's
centimeters.
picture for sale. Anybody want a picture of Jaden? We have a picture with me and Jaden. We can't sell it, you know. Make me
That-
tell you from now, so we can't sell it. We
would
have
have
a
been
picture of the world
17.
champion.
Had a decent jump, she would have probably been meaning a decent placement on the board, leaving probably 3 centimeters. You'd have probably jumped 1790.
Can I ask a question? Is he that he doesn't trust our pit or trust?
But none of the jumpers trust our pit except for Taji. Taji is the only person I saw went flat out on the board.
Okay.
But Jaden typically normally covers the board.
But
So
he
it's
did
not
so
really
he
our
jumped.
pit. It's not really our pit as it relates to Jaden for me.
But when he jumped the
That's just
17,
Jaden jump. That's just Jaden himself.
when he
So
did the 1787, he was perfect on the board. Like perfect on the
it was
board.
just a one-off situation. So therefore, what we are saying is that we know that he can get further. So therefore, once it is that he gets comfortable on any board at all. So imagine if he gets comfortable on Budapest board, locking it in right through on all his jump. I mean, who knows what was gonna happen? But remember, guys, I have a picture with Jaden selling if anybody wants it. A picture with Jaden, the word, you understand? From earlier. I'm just said nothing's on here now. Say.
What's next event?
Oh no. I want to say something before I leave. What if someone just sent me our German, someone just sent me a picture of Diamond League to come. And that I saw it today now, but I just never really look at
The
it.
lineup.
Kishane Thompson.
Yeah.
Kishane ran 991.
And get a lane.
And Kishane is into the list. However, when did he get the lane?
His coach said it.
No, when did he get the lane though?
Today.
Well, say
I
man.
know. Let us remember who his coach is, The man with the name.
No,
When the man they say, yo, Mo, I'm an
me need
athlete.
one to somewhere. Anybody?
When
No,
Fran say he
listen,
want him athlete in a race,
listen.
he want
Frano,
him athlete in a race.
Frano realize that money need to start make. Them did already set them a plan to go Europe. He already coached
But they
Kishen to
always
say,
go Europe
yeah.
after trials.
So he wanted to make sure it is profitable to take all these athletes. So the athletes them did have to show up Friday night. Because them did already,
The man won 990 man.
And never care after that. He never show up again.
Man won 991 and don't return. So
all right, before Toya go, we're going to talk about something. Aftermath of Elaine's race. What's next? Is
you
the
know see what
season
happened a while ago.
is the season done?
Me,
I wait for her to say.
if I was her, and I said this at the beginning, I asked you guys this last week, I think it was, or the week before. The week before, I said, how would you feel if Elaine shuts her season down and focus on getting herself better? It looks even more possible that might be the option. Like me personally, if I was in her team, if I was her management, I'd be like, yo, let's get on the phone with Puma. Let's get on the phone with whoever we need and let them know, say, listen, you're not getting the best Elaine. I need to fix up some things. Hold on, just be there for me. Just give me the rest of the season. I'll come back next year better. If I was her, I'll get that done. Because it is embarrassing. And I said this the other day to somebody, and I also mentioned it in another group. Elaine is too talented to look like a high school athlete. Elaine never makes Sasha Lee and Natasha beat her. And I say this why. And I'm not going to say, oh, she needs to go back to Frano, no. But when she had a coach that understood her body, even if she wasn't winning medals, she was top 3 in the world.
But medals is all people matter about. When she's not winning, everybody Nyamar. When she's winning, everybody is on her boat. I'm just
talking about how she is right now. When she had a coach who understood her body, understood what it is that she needs better, and cared about her enough to make her the importance. Because I'm gonna tell you this, me not feel that she's in has the right coach, and we think we can agree with that. At least she wasn't looking like a high school athlete. She may not have won medals, but
she's injured, looking like an high school athlete, and
she was always injured though.
This is additive to. I love the fact that you said she was all 1 second. I love the fact that you said she was always injured, and that's what persons tend to forget, right? For me, she didn't make that 100 meter, and I boldly said, do not come and report to the starting line for that 200 meter. Tell J3 you are not available for their relay. Leave it and allow them to do it. Go back to the drawing board, sort out what you need to sort out on yourself. And if it is that you are okay enough, take your races, go run. If once she is okay with that, if not, leave the season done and go fix yourself. And 2024 is coming for the Olympic year.
And we know that
this break is very short, August, September. Diamond League finished the end of September. You get like 2 months.
Yeah, but if she takes the break, now, she'll be able to kind of finish healing those injuries that she have, because she will be fine. She will be fine.
But she needs a coach. Call a spade a spade. She need a proper coach.
I did say that.
But
it is what it is.
But we're not disagreeing.
We have tried, and it didn't work. However, the question is, where is that coach?
I'm going to say this, and please, guys, don't get at my head. I will not suggest she goes back to Frano, even before this incident.
No, hold on. No, the suggestion they out of the bungle. Right. So don't bring MVP. And hold on, MVP is not in the conversation. Let me ask you, please. Not even the first letter in a club name. Let us continue. So nobody say you won't suggest it. I don't want to hear it, because if you won't suggest it, enough will come out. Thank you.
I would not. Obviously, she's not going to Elite. That's out of the picture.
Right.
I was thinking about Titans, and then I also thought about GC Foster. I don't think they'll do well with her at GC Foster. And I think Titans are a little bit too close to being her. The coaches are a little bit too close to being her friends. My suggestion, guys, don't beat me, but this is just how I feel. I would make a call to Bobby Kersey.
Bobby Kersey, but Bobby Kersey don't. But Bobby Kersey, I've never seen Bobby Kersey coach any outsider.
That's what I'm saying. But remember, this is not.
Why not Lance?
Hold on. This is not just. I wouldn't go Lance Broman either. This is not
Why
any
not?
outsider. Let me tell you why. This is not any outsider. This is a double Olympic champion. He has a stable full of champions. I think he is call a spade, whether or not we want to hear it. Stephen Francis and Bobby Kersey are the two best coaches when it comes to women in history of track and field.
Hold up. We have never seen that. But you said no to Lance Braham. Why not?
Lance Brahman, I think, is a little bit too old school in his methodology, his mindset. Don't get me wrong, he did very well with Tyson Gay, very well with Wallace Spearman, very well with Veronica Campbell-Brown. But we saw Veronica Campbell-Brown get better after she left, especially in the 100.
Who coached Nawalaz?
Huh?
Who coached Nawalaz?
I don't know which camp him then. Him and Janelle and all of them in one camp.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember. But Lance coaches Shawnee.
Right. I wouldn't go to Shawnee. Listen, when
she could go to Nawalaz's coach, at least. I mean,
no, that might be a problem though.
No, Lance coach Nawa. No man, you mix me up. Lance coaches Nawa.
Right.
So that is why I said that she could go to Lance, because at least she would have
people what she know,
like terms there.
I would, for me, Lance Brahman would probably be second or third on my list. Bobby Kersey is still the pinnacle. I
originally thought of Bobby Kersey, but then I said that Bobby, I've never seen him coach outsider.
But I think, like I said, it's not just any outsider. But I also think the one issue that you might say, well, I don't want Bobby, is that he has too many already in his table, too many of that quality. So that's probably the only thing you would probably say.
But a lot of people have too much of the quality in their table.
Not anybody have the quality where him have. I mean, the Mace man has Sid and Atin alone. Nobody doesn't really have that quality when it comes to female, as in 2, 3.
They're not doing the same events.
Right. But he's still the mindset behind them. But as I said,
I've never seen Bobby coach 100 a sprinter.
Gail Divas.
Bobby coach.
Gail Divas.
Yeah, that in this time now.
And Flojo. I mean, let's be real. The man had Gail Divas and Flojo.
But then that is all. But you just said. But you said Lance is old school.
No, but
and Gail Divas and Flojo.
He has had Lance. He had Gail Divas and Flojo, but he also has Sid and Atin. So he has world beaters of this era.
Are we saying Jenna is now at Bobby? Is that what they're saying? Jenna is now at Bobby?
I think should leave the woman.
Okay, if that's where Jenna is.
Oh yes, and Alistair Felix. Let us call us Alistair Felix as well. He had Alistair Felix for a while. So I mean, I would go.
Well, for me, if it is that she now go over there, carry somebody come here.
Exactly. I mean, but that would be my first phone call. I'd go home and I'd be like, yo, talk to my agent, talk to my manager, say, yo, you can call Bobby for me and see if you want to take me on. Because
why? She just need to tell him, say, yo, I need a meeting with Bobby.
Exactly.
You don't want nobody to beg Bobby to do it for you. You need to tell Bobby to sell yourself.
She needs to get in contact with him. Basically, that's the thing. She just needs to get in contact with him. Here's why. I think not only were Jamaicans kind of sad with what they saw with Elaine, but a lot of people outside were sad as well.
Jamaicans were sad?
Trust me.
Mr. Moderator, you can't excuse me now.
Trust me, Jamaicans
were sad. I think them did sad.
Listen, I think Elaine has more fans than haters. Because if one man says something about Elaine, we can tell you this. If one man says something about Elaine, I see about 30 people go feel one time. And we've seen it. But I think a lot of people, and even the people that may not be her fans, also were looking and be like, even them would have say, yo, this not look good. And Elaine, like I said, Elaine is too great. When you talk about the greatest sprinters of all time, you go Flojo, and then the debate is Shelley and Elaine. Like that is it. That's what it is. She looks too good. She's too good of an athlete. And let us be real. Even when she can't run to save her life, her form is immaculate. Gosh, her form they look good. But she doesn't need that. Elaine is too good for her run them time then I look like this. I'm sorry. Make a call to Bobby Kersey. That's my opinion.
Okay. Next event, Latoya, what do you want to talk about? Anytime we start talking about Elaine, you get sad.
No, I don't get sad. I spoke it just now.
You get sad.
No, I spoke it just now. All right. May I be excused? Or I have to continue the debate?
I mean, they're not a lot of events left, and we're almost done. I think the male 110 hurdles.
Anybody have any questions from the comments?
Oh, by the way, guys, can we just say we have the deepest pool of male hurdlers, 110 hurdlers in the world. I'm just saying. I mean, I know Hans Parchment will not be running 13-12 come World Championships. And Orlando Bennett is always making teams and making it to the next round. So Rashid looks like the front runner to win that gold medal at this stage. Because nobody else in the 9 class, to me.
Okay.
Oh, and can we also say for the first time, I think we have 3 long jumpers all with the standard? No, like Taji is just a little bit off, but no. Standard is 20 or 8:30. But we have 3 guys who will be going. 8:25. So we have 3 guys who will be going to the World Championships in the long jump. That's a big deal for me.
So all eyes are on Diamond League now, and at the end of the month when J3 and their politics and their favoritism come to the fore, and who they select.
We did the 10-6-5 talk already. Percy said we're not talking about 10-6-5.
There's nothing much to say other than the fact that I think Sharika gets faster than that. As you guys can see by my title, it says Captain Team Jaaa. I think she gets much faster than
that. Talk about. She will.
How is this man gone? And why that your face looks up on the screen?
I don't know. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, but I mean, there's nothing much to talk about when it comes to like Sharika. Like Sharika did what we knew she was going to do. There wasn't a surprise because I think all of us were waiting for 10-6 from Sharika at some point. Even if you're not the biggest fan of her, you knew it was coming. So there's nothing to surprise you about it. I'm glad she did it on Jamaican soil. Because the thing about Sharika that we've noticed over the years, whatever she does on Jamaican soil, she goes off the championship and better that. So we know that she will get faster than that. History proves that.
They said 10-6-5 kick you off.
Yeah. No, actually, I have my own prediction for Sharika. I wanted her to go breaking the 200 meter record in the stadium.
I said it before from that day, and that's how you were there, so probably you can say those conditions were not ready for the record to be broken.
No, I was waiting for a 1.5 win reading.
No, but not just that. It was hot as hell, yo. Humid as hell.
I partially never have no clothes on me. Hot.
I say it.
One race 1.5, and the next race you just see it go over the limit. So it was so inconsistent with that, though.
Somebody's asking if we think that the 200 men will be able to make the qualifying time before World Championships.
I believe Dwyer can.
I think Blake will.
Richard Blake.
Blake was 4th, sir.
Taekwondo Tracy.
Huh?
Taekwondo Tracy.
Blake makes the standard.
If he makes the standard over those 3 that don't make the standard that come in front of him, what's going to happen?
Well, I get your point. Because
Blake is going to get those lanes, until July
Yeah,
30th.
but the
He'll be
lane
running.
that he is in 100 meters.
But
Yeah, but he'll be getting
he's
those
Johan
races.
Blake. Name gets lanes.
Yeah.
And that's the truth. Taekwondo now get no lane compared to him.
Some that say Gabby look dangerous. Yes, look dangerous, but then she look dangerous now, Shen. But how she going to phase when she meets Sherika? When she
Hold on.
meet,
She did look dangerous in a 2021 too. When she run the
just give
21
Jermaine give the due. Yes, she looked dangerous, but the question is how will she phase when she
She
meets
get
Sherika? That's that now.
she comes a clear second. She's seriously.
I agree with this comment that Andrew didn't look bad coming from injury. Yeah,
He
he
looked
didn't.
very good. So somebody who just did injured what year, him look very good.
Very good. Easy does it. Yeah, easy does
And
it.
I think he doesn't have the standard either, right?
He does. Remember, I said the sun.
Okay.
Remember the window. Remember the window.
Right. So I mean, I think for a team that is not as strong as, let us be real, we have suffered a lot since the Bolt era.
Trisha. Trisha said she's going to have to share her mango with Flo. Maybe it will make the reception better. Poor thing. Oh,
So I
Trisha.
gone back
What are
from
those moments?
so I gone back from there.
I
Oh,
would like how we think about the women's 100.
I'm guessing this person is thinking World Championships.
Marsha.
Yeah, I think it's more likely World Championships. I think Sharika wins. That improved start from her.
Oh, you now think? You no longer knows?
No, here's why I say think. Because the Shelly factor is in play.
No, but you were knowing before. I'm saying you now think.
No, man, check.
Okay, I'm not taking that away. I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
But the Shelly factor is important.
My problem with Shelly is, and she made a statement, and I'm very critical when athletes start talking, especially Shelly. She said even if she injured, she'll show up at the line.
Yeah, but she came the next day and run a hell of a curve.
I agree. Shem says she think Andrew will go sub 20 soon.
Man, they want to that, man. Andrew will go 10, 19,
All the don't talk about Abistan and I'm making the 200 meter.
All right, I'm going to say something. If there's any
white person, because US was the first part.
Right. And America always have that little one hit one or something. I cut left with.
Yeah.
I'm
cutting doesn't mean that you guys have to go.
I mean, we're soon finished anyway, because it's.
Devian, keep me on now, please.
You can wrap up. No, you can wrap up. Say good night, good evening.
Yeah, good night, good evening. Do that something there. You're up on the right side of the screen now, so you know the thing they go.
All right, guys. From me here.
Somebody put up something. Hold on there. Sandra Andrew put up something.
Sandra said.
Shelly always has show shades.
That is it, exactly.
From ever since. From MVP
and
days,
when I heard it, it sounded very. When I heard it, it sounded a very shady to her former partner. But me never want to say it because yeah, understand we know we don't want the Shelly and the alien people them start jumping on each other. But it kind of did sound little. Like she said, should that whether or not she still go show up at the line.
Shem, it was really good seeing you too, my darling. Trust me, boy. That's it. So next time we can hide my face. And it seems like you can't hide. But it was really good seeing you. Yeah. All right. So from we here at Track and Feelings, where we talk about track with our feelings. Happy Monday to you all. I hope that your Monday was good, great, and fantabulous. I want you to thank you all for joining us here. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to you, wherever it is that you're joining us from. We appreciate you being here with us and all. Yeah, understand? Peace out from me. I think my two admins will stay with you a little bit, but I'm gone. Sorry.
We're good.
All righty. It's Nicola tell me good morning.
Okay, Xavier, pretty cute. Are you come on?
Yeah, no, okay, no.
Jesus God. Oh yeah, back here. Huh. Obviously, you know, want her leave.
Nah, she don't
But,
want to cut herself.
but guy, I personally believe like this woman's 100 meter. Um, my problem is this, and I'm gonna say it out loud. In two championships, actually 3 years out of four, I have seen Shakari get worse when the finals approach. And I wanted her to get the bronze, let me be real. But I can't trust that collapsing that she does every time a finals come. Every time a finals come, oh, she stays in our blocks, oh, she this. That's not what she did against Clark and Terry and Brown. Not going to work against Talu and Sharika and Shelly. You're not, once them leave you, you're not catching them.
But you reach a final, you call 3 person that she have to run against at least top 3, maybe 4 good runners in our semi-final.
All right, let me call a spade a spade. I don't see anybody from America making that finals, which is weird because I only see 2 Jamaicans making the finals. I think Natasha can probably sneak in, but I only see 2 Jamaicans making that finals. Talu makes the finals, Dina makes the finals. So that's, and Shakari makes the final. That's 5. That's filling the other 3 lanes.
Yeah.
That's the one that's up for grabs. Kambunji, we don't know if she's going to be here. Nita, we don't know how good she's going to be.
Alfred,
I think is going to probably make. Alfred is going to make the finals. And we can't discount her. What's that girl from Africa name? The Nigerian girl. She has a possibility of making the finals. So 6 lanes are occupied, 2 left. And I think Natasha can make the finals. I think she has a knack for doing that, sneaking in, because we always have a sneaker, whether it be Christania Williams, Natasha Morrison, Janelle Smith. We always have a sneaker, so we don't know. Let's see. But that really going to be a race between Shelly, Sharika, Shakari. If your name that start with S, you're probably not going to get a medal. But Talu probably can upset the uppercut. For the men, it is so wide open, it's not even funny.
Is anybody that shows up for a good race?
Yeah, that is just one of them things there. You just show up on your race. Let's see what happens. Because I don't believe the update that we saw at Trials is going to be the same update that goes to Worlds. I think he's getting some of the Kings out, coming back from injuries, getting a lot of the Kings out and getting back used to racing. I'm not making an excuse for him because he did look like crap in the finals. But I think he then works on him. I think Watson makes the finals. I'm not sure so about Golson. But I think Watson makes the finals.
Golson is ever improving, so he might get better with the rounds. Golson is ever improving, so he might get better with the rounds.
Yeah, that's true. So we don't know, but Fred makes the finals for the US. Coleman makes the finals. So I have 2 Jamaicans, 2 Americans. Zanel makes the finals. Tebogo makes the finals. That's 6. The other 2 lanes up for grabs.
Yeah.
So that's it for me. Like those races, the women's 200, like I said, it is Sharika, Gabby, Shakari, Dina are probably the ones that I expect to make the finals. The other lanes are up for grabs. We don't know.
I don't think Shakari will do the 200. She'll be so tired.
I think. Let me say this. If she gets humiliated in 100, she's not going to run the 200. If she medals in 100, she's probably going to run the 200.
Okay.
So that's my thing for her. Because she's going to have to run very fast. But like I said, I've seen her in quite a few finals, minus NCAA. I've seen her in quite a few finals. She sits in the blocks when it gets to finals, and she doesn't have good race management. So, I don't know what I'm going for her, but if you go on, it go on.
Got you.
I thought we said that already, I think it was a couple of weeks ago. That's how I said it. Seville does crumble, does get tight when the pressure gets to him sometime, but he worked on that last year and never looked so. But we don't know. We don't know. We don't know what's going to happen with the rest of them. Like I said, what is happening now, especially or even in the women, the men right across the board is open. Like no event you can probably say that's the winner, apart from maybe Krauser winning the shot put. There's no event that you go, that's the winner on the men's side. And on the women's side, it is top heavy, especially for the sprints. It is so top heavy that you count 4 persons and then you don't know who will make it after that. So it's really a year, and a lot of people have mentioned this. the year before the Olympics tends to be the year that you don't get the best performances. So so it's always, that's the year that provides a surprise winner. We saw it in 2003, we saw it in 99, we saw it in 2007, so we always get that in the year leading up to the Olympics. 2015 it was, where you had this complete domination of Jamaica. People that you never thought would have even won medals, or gotten gold, were getting gold. We see it every year. 2019 was also another year where we saw something like that. So the year before the Olympics tend to be a year where it's not always the brightest stars shine. So I want to know what's going to happen. Let's see what happens.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I think somebody mentioned it. And even the Bolt and Gatlin years, it was really top heavy as well. It was just Bolt and Gatlin, like anybody else is after that. I think the early Bolt years, where you had the Bolts and the Blakes and the Asafa Powells and the Tyson Gates, was a little bit more harder to predict your top three. But now, I think it has been like that for the past 8 years or so, where it has just been top heavy. Somebody said Noah for the money. Noah can win, yes, but Knighton also looks like a very good case. And then Zarna ran a very good race in not the best conditions the other day, even though he had a very strong tailwind. It wasn't necessarily the best condition because it was cold and it was damp. So Noah doesn't look always the best. He just had COVID. We don't know if he's going to recover well enough and get back into training the way he needs to. So all of these races are just up for grabs, especially on the men's side. Everything up for grabs right now.
I mean, from the 100 go all the way up to the 1500. It's not for you to certain to go win. You have to run the race.
I think like I said, I think even in the field events, like even the field events are open. I think the only bet you can make right now and know that you're going to make your money is Krauser winning the shot put. That's probably the only bet you can make right now and know say you're going to win. You can't lose. Krauser winning the shot put. You look at the men's 400, it's one of the weaker years in men's 400. You look at the women's 400, you don't know who's going to turn up. Probably Sid might be the second best bet of winning if she runs the 400, which she will. She's probably the second best bet of winning. I think outside of that, you don't even know what's going to happen. It's very open this year. There's no clear winner, no superstar. And like I said, the 100 meter, even the 100 meter for women, and many of us have it as Sharika and Shakari, but Shelly can upset the apple cart as well because we don't know what she has in store. We saw her run a very good.
She's hiding her hand very well.
Exactly. Shelly has been hiding her hand also, but I told you guys this. Didn't I say this to you guys?
But she give away a little bit because that first 100 and the 200 blister.
She make you know say she still have it.
Yeah.
That first 100 did that.
That's why I think she measure up to see where she's at with a fit Sharika to say maybe we can medal in that 200. Got the world not all that good.
I think she goes. I think, and I said this to somebody this morning too. Shelly is in a position where she has to worry about can she win bronze against the rest of the field. I think we think the front two are. There's no Elaine, there's no Mboma. Those two won't be there this year. Mboma probably will never be there again. She looks at the rest of the world and she goes, I probably can't beat Gabby, I can't beat Sharika.
But I can beat everybody else.
Can I beat everybody else? So that's probably it. But I don't think she's going to run it though. You still now put your life on that. So that for me is what it is. This year's World Championship is going to be something to look forward to, guys. Men's triple, I'm going to answer the men's triple. Men's triple, that one is up for grabs as well because nobody is consistent. The most consistent jumper in men's triple this year has been Jaden. He averages 17.6 per event, so he's the most consistent. Let me answer you for Shelly's split. Shelly's first 100 was 10.8. Now a lot of you go 10.8 in the first 100, knowing that the first 100 is also the worst 100 because of the curve, and it's very uneven. That's very fast because the average person runs the first curve in about 11 seconds. So she did about 10.8. So if you want to calculate that to a 100 meter, that's probably about 10.6 right there. 10.7 though, 10.6 right now. And that's what scares me for saying Shericka going to win the 100. Because with one more month to prepare, a couple more meets under her belt, Shelly has what, 2 more meets before the world?
Yeah.
So, going to be crazy. But this weekend, that meet between Talu, Shericka, and Sha'Carri, it won't be a repeat of what happened earlier this year. Let me just say that. But I will call it now. I probably think Talu wins that one. She's probably the freshest.
Sherry cannot get rollover, but
huh?
Sherry cannot get rollover. But
that's true, but I think Shericka probably doesn't go into it going all out. As usual Steve Francis athlete does. So let's see. Or she probably wants a 10.5 before Worlds to just separate herself. We don't know.
She got 10.5 is the world record.
Well, I said it to you the other day. I said if Shelly goes 10.5, if Shericka goes 10.5-1, 10.5-2, the world record is going because she's not going to run 10.5-1.
Yeah, they run 10.5-1.
So, I mean, we'll just see. But guess what, Davian? It's time because it's 1.5 now.
All right, we reach our 90 minutes. It's a football game.
Yeah.
Nah. It's an entire conversation. Diamond League this weekend. Somewhat of part of I would call it a semi-final for Budapest. Good matchup. A lot of Jamaicans running this weekend. Stay tuned. We'll be back on Monday. Stay tuned. You don't know who is going to show up. We have a few persons lined up, so you don't know who is going to show up next Monday. But for sure, we'll be here talking about track and field. We're still going to have the aftermath for trials and the prospects of the future and talk a little bit about the junior athletes. Akira has gone pro with Adidas, so we can speak more a little bit more about that. Is it a plus? Is it a negative? But let us see.
I kind of told you she was going to go pro because she did everything she wanted to do now.
Yeah, I mean, guess what? At 18, I never make so much money.
Exactly.
And if me da get even 10,000 US a year at 18, me da take it.
There you go.
Imagine I get a couple times that.
I probably at 250 a year, 300.
50 a year, 300 a year, separate apart from your expenses, so that the income and your expenses paid for. One of my questions, and I would love somebody to answer: does the Jamaican government tax it?
They are taxed too. Because the same thing for us as musicians, and we go and make money, we get taxed in.
Yeah, so let us see. But see you guys next week. We'll be here next week at 8 o'clock. If anything urgent come up, you'll
7 o'clock for you, yes, sir?
Yeah, 7 o'clock. Jamaican time.
Right.
So, adios.
Yep.
We'll talk next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.